Hello, friends. Today, I want to share with you a story that has changed my life, a story about the power of habit. We all know that our daily actions shape the course of our lives, but how often do we stop to reflect on how these small actions add up over time? Have you ever thought about the habits you formed, the ones that shape your mornings, your work, your relationships? This is not just a story about habits, it's about how they can transform our lives from the inside out. Let me tell you about a young man I once met. He came to the monastery disheartened and lost, unsure of his path in life. He had tried everything, different jobs, different hobbies, but nothing seemed to stick. The world was full of distractions, and he felt overwhelmed by the choices that lay before him. One day he asked me, "Monk, how do I find the strength to change my life? How do I stop feeling stuck?" I looked at him, smiled, and said, "The secret lies not in grand gestures, but in the power of the small, seemingly insignificant habits we build each day." Imagine you are standing at the edge of a river. The water flows gently but steadily, eroding the rocks in its path. At first, the water seems harmless, just a small trickle. But over time, it wears away even the hardest rock. This, my friend, is the power of habit. Each day we make small decisions, whether to wake up early or stay in bed a bit longer, whether to meditate or scroll through our phones, whether to be kind to others or to keep our thoughts to ourselves. These decisions may seem insignificant in the moment, but they accumulate. Slowly, they carve out the future we are creating for ourselves. When I was younger, I too struggled with habits. I would wake up late, rush through my morning prayers, and start my day in a rush. I felt overwhelmed, as if the world was pushing me faster than I could go. But one day something shifted. I decided to wake up just 15 minutes earlier, just 15 minutes to sit in silence and breathe. At first it felt uncomfortable. It was hard to wake up early, and the stillness felt strange. But over time, those 15 minutes became sacred. They grounded me, gave me clarity, and made my days more intentional. That small change had a ripple effect, not just in my mornings, but in my entire life. I realized then that the power to change was in my hands all along. It was in the habits I chose to cultivate every day. Consistency is the key, my friends. Just like the river that carves the rock, consistency in our habits shapes who we are. It doesn't matter how slow or small the progress may seem at first. What matters is that we continue to show up day after day. The young man I spoke of earlier, he started small. He woke up 15 minutes earlier, just like I did. He practiced mindfulness for a few minutes each day. At first it was hard. He wanted instant results, but I reminded him that true change is never instant. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it with patience. Over time, those small efforts began to compound. His focus improved, his anxiety reduced, and most importantly, he began to see the beauty in the present moment. His life transformed not by some miraculous event, but by the consistent habits he built. But habits are not just about doing, they are about being mindful of our actions, of how we spend our time, and of the choices we make. I encourage you to ask yourself, what habits are serving you and which ones are holding you back? Are you making time for what truly matters? Are you allowing your distractions to take the reins of your life? It's in the quiet moments of reflection that we gain insight into the habits that truly nurture us. As I share this with you, I want you to remember that the power of habit is not just about improving productivity or achieving success. It's about becoming the person you want to be, not by force or grand actions, but through the small, mindful choices you make every day. Start where you are. Choose one habit that aligns with your highest aspirations. It could be something as simple as taking a deep breath before reacting, dedicating time to read each day, or practicing gratitude in the morning. Small changes, my friends, lead to big transformations. You have the power to shape your future. Your habits are your tools, and with consistent effort and mindfulness, you can transform your life one day at a time. I leave you with this. The journey to self-growth doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start small, stay consistent, and remember, the power of habit is the power to change. Thank you for listening, and may you find peace and purpose in the habits you choose to cultivate.